The best way to win more games is to stop making mistakes. My name is Spruce, and I run the #1 strategy website where we help over 1,000 active members win more college football games. And in this video, I'm breaking down the 7 biggest mistakes that I see way too many players make. It's super easy to fix these mistakes, and once you do, you'll instantly see yourself start winning more games. So if that sounds good to you, then let's get started. So starting off at number 1, way too many players don't use clear-out routes when building route combos. And so right here, I'm in the formation gun tight open in the Alabama playbook, and the play we're looking at is bench. Now the defense here is in a shaded down cover 3. And you may be saying, oh, shaded down cover 3, I can use corner routes to attack the sidelines. But there's just one problem here, and that is without a clear-out route or a pull route from one of the other wide receivers, these corner routes are going to get completely bagged by the cornerbacks in the outside thirds. If we go ahead and snap this ball and look at the left side, we can see that the corner route is completely guarded by that defender, and he is there to make an easy play on the ball. And so how can we get this corner route open? Well, all we have to do is use a clear out route or a pull route, which is going to be a streak from our other receiver on the left side. And now what's going to happen is that this streak is going to pull the outside third defender deep, and it's going to allow our corner route to be wide open along the sidelines. And so we'll just pass this ball down and outside, and now we have an easy completion along the sideline. And look at the difference that this made. This streak, this clear out route, is just going to drive that outside third defender back. We can see that the outside third defender has to run with him, and then there is absolutely nobody to guard our receiver on the corner route. And that's an easy completion along the sidelines. It is crazy how many times people send me clips to review, and they will run a route combo where they're trying to get a corner route or a crosser open, but they don't have a clear out route to push back defenders in outside thirds, outside quarters, or even deep halves. Then they wonder why they're not getting people open. So please use clear out routes. It's as simple usually as a streak on the same side as something like a corner route, and then your corner route will be wide open. You have an easy completion along the sidelines. Now, let's talk about how we can get slightly more advanced with our clear out routes. In this case, I'm going to put the ball on a hash, and we're going to look at the right side of the play. And so if we were to take the same concept and go, okay, streak and corner route, this should get wide open against shaded down cover 3. Well, in this case, that's not going to happen. Now, I am going to spy out this linebacker here because he likes to try and play the corner out anyway. We are mainly focused on the outside third. And so based on what I just taught you guys, you may be saying, okay, well, that corner route's going to get wide open. But if we snap this ball, you're going to see that the outside third's actually going to play this tight end corner route extremely well. Now, it was a completion because this game is not very well made. But as you could see, he was in position to make a play on the ball. And if we go ahead and run it one more time, because I do like seeing successful reps of what we're trying to show, you can see that the defender is there to make a play on the ball. And that time, he intercepted it. So as you can see, despite having a streak on that side of the field, that cornerback is making a play on the ball. So what's going on here? Why is it that before on the left side, our streak and corner route was getting the corner route open, but now here on the wide side, when we run the same route combo of a streak and corner route, the corner route is getting completely bagged? Well, here is the difference. In this case, the streak is lined up so far inside that as he runs, the outside cornerback is actually able to just pass off the streak to the safety in the middle third. And as a result, this cornerback can now come down and play the corner route so that when we throw this ball, he is there in perfect position to make a play. And you can see over here, the middle third has the streak. And so everyone is covered deep. And so when you're in a compressed set, if the route you're trying to use as a clear out route is too close to the middle of the field, he'll simply get passed off to a inside third or inside quarter, and then the outside third or outside quarter will simply take the route that you were trying to get open. And so how can we get this corner route open on the wide side of the field? And it's actually very simple. So put the defense once again into a shaded down cover 3 and get that linebacker on a QB spy so he's not in the way. All we're going to do is use a slot fade on our outside receiver instead of a streak. So slot fade from the hot routes menu is going to be the left trigger or L2. And with the slot fade, you're going to see that now he's running far enough outside that he's actually going to pull the defender in the outside third and allow our corner route to get open. Now, as a little side note, when you're running these like flood concepts like slot fade and corner route to the wide side, I do like to custom stem these corner routes down a little bit. And so custom stemming from the hot route menu is wire triangle for hot routes, select your receiver. In this case, for me, it's A, hold down LB or L1, and then I'll do one click down on the D-pad. And now he's running his corner route a little bit shorter. And for some reason, our O-line is full slid. So let's reset them real quick. But this is going to allow us to run essentially this same concept on the wide side of the field. And if we snap this ball, we can see that we just have to pass this ball down and we have an easy completion to our corner route. And so that's how we're going to use clear out routes on the wide side of the field if it is a compressed set. Now, if this receiver was motioned out wide, then a streak would be perfectly fine right here. We can look at this one more time. We'll go ahead and spy him out once again. But with him so far outside in this case, then we're going to have no problem just using a streak and corner route combo, just passing that ball down, and we have the easy completion once again. A little bit of a weird throw from our quarterback, but you saw it was wide open. And so that's how we can use clear out routes or pull routes, guys. And when you're building your route combos and trying to attack zone coverage, you need these routes on the field if you want to get routes like corner routes and crossers open. These are fundamental to building great route combos, and once you start properly incorporating clear out routes into your route combos, you'll start passing the ball way more effectively and see yourself start winning way more games. And real quick, guys, if you're tired of losing games in College Football 26, then you can get things turned around right now by joining our community of over 1,000 winning members at PlaybookProfessor.gg. If you're not currently a member and you're curious what our content is like, right now we're giving away free access to the Gun Bunch Open Offset section of our Alabama offense game plan, which is linked in the description below. When you arrive on the game plan page, you'll be in the Overview tab, which includes the introduction video along with several other useful videos for running the scheme. From there, just click on the Gun Bunch Open Offset tab to check out the video playlist, and remember, we have detailed screenshots along with the written out setups below every video. And one last thing, if you decide to sign up for a membership and unlock all of the content on the site, right now you can use code SPRUCE for 30% off your membership. So I really hope to see you over there. And now back to the video. Now for huge mistake number 2, tons of players lose games because they don't have a goal line offense. Way too many players get down inside the 10-yard line and then they just start winging it. They don't have a plan for down near the goal line, and then they don't score touchdowns and they lose games as a result. And so right here, I'm going to give you guys an absolute money route combo that you can use anywhere from the 2-yard line to the 10-yard line. The play is whip Z post in the formation gun trips Y slot weak, and this is one of our short yardage plays in our Notre Dame offense game plan on PlaybookProfessor.gg. Now the adjustments are going to be to put your solo receiver on a flat route, put your tight end on a slant, and then motion your running back across the formation and put him on a swing route. And we're going to look at this against the 3 most popular types of defenses that people like to run down around the goal line. Of course, if they're just an actual goal line defense, then like all your guys are going to get open anyway. But if they're not in goal line defense, we're going to look at the 3 most popular types of coverages. And so the first is going to be shaded down cover 3. And so this is the defense here in shaded down cover 3. And what you guys are going to see is that after the snap, we're going to have a super quick read between the tight end slant and our middle receiver on the whip route. If we go ahead and snap this ball, we can see that not only was the tight end slant open, but our whip route is also open. And so these are the 2 real money routes of this route combo, are going to be the tight end slant and the whip route. And so if you imagine a user in the middle of the field, oftentimes what will happen is that he will be pulled inside by the tight end slant. Now right here against the computer, we have the tight end slant wide open for a touchdown anyway. But if we were to pretend that this was the user right here, number 10, and that he actually stayed inside and guarded the tight end slant, then our whip route would be even more open than he already was. I mean, he was already as open as he could be. But what's going to happen is you're putting the user in conflict. You have an in-breaking route and an out-breaking route, and the user over the middle cannot guard both. But that was shaded down cover 3. What about shaded down cover 2? Because now there's an extra hook defender over the middle, but it's going to be the exact same route combo. We got a flat route on the solo receiver, tight end on a slant, and then swing route on the running back. And it's going to be the exact same thing. We're going to read both of those routes, and you're going to see that once again, the tight end and whip route both are throwable. And it's just going to be about putting this linebacker in conflict and throwing to whichever one is open. And honestly, in this case, once again, they're both open. He's open again right away. And then even the whip route, this is shaded down cover 2, but that hook is going to get pulled so far inside. This hook right here gets pulled so far inside by the tight end slant that it doesn't matter. The whip route is still open. We have an easy possession catch and another touchdown. What about man coverage? Because people also love to run press man coverage. So if we were to go like do cover 1 and press down here, what we're going to see once again is that the tight end slant and the whip route both have a great chance of winning. If we go ahead and snap this ball first, you can see that the tight end slant is just, I mean, it doesn't get any more open than that. And they can't jam this tight end at the line. And so it's just going to be money every single time. And then, of course, the other man being route is going to be the whip route. And so if we go ahead and get set up and put the defense in cover 1 once again, we can see that the whip route has a really good chance of beating man coverage as well. And that's a superstar defensive back, and so he didn't get a ton of separation. But if that's just a normal defensive back out there, guys, you'll actually see this whip route get like 3 or 4 yards of separation. This is probably the worst case scenario, and that's still a very throwable ball with a pass outside. That's a clean catch right there for an easy touchdown. And so I absolutely love this route combo. It's just 2 routes that do all the work on this play. The tight end slant plus the whip route. And then if by some chance your opponent figures out a way to guard those 2, you have this deep dig route crossing the back of the end zone. And so if your opponent's just like putting everyone on like 5-yard hooks and just like putting them across the entire goal line, that's where we can throw to the back of the end zone to this backside dig. And so there's plenty of ways to score when you get down near the goal line, but this is a route combo that has been absolute money for me this year in both college football and Madden. And so if you guys don't have a plan currently on offense when you're down like inside the 5-yard line and running the ball's not working, go to this route combo. And I promise you, if you just go through those 2 reads of the tight end slant and then the middle receiver on the whip route, you will convert way more of your drives into touchdowns. Now at number 3, this is the worst mistake you can make on the defensive side of the ball. If you are using with a D lineman, you need to stop right now and get on a middle linebacker and user over the middle of the field. And I can already see the comments flying in, especially on TikTok, of people being like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a great D-line user. I get 8 sacks a game. But the reality is, guys, good players literally never lose to people who user with the D-line. Your user in coverage is the single most powerful player on the field, and you need to take advantage of it. And so if you're on your defensive end or your defensive tackle and you're trying to do swim moves or whatever, it doesn't really matter. If you guys watch this replay right here, the CPU defensive end shed way faster than my user defensive end. The reality in this game is that the D line is going to shed fast regardless of whether you're using with a D lineman or not. So you might as well user in coverage. And so if we were to look at this route combo right here, and let's say we're usering with this linebacker right here, then when the ball is snapped, we can initially run with this crosser. We can come back and try to maybe bait a throw to the post sit route. And you can see that there is so much that we can do. We can guard 2 routes at once on this play, all while letting our super fast pass rush come in. So right here, this crosser is completely bagged. The post sit is completely bagged. And that's just easy coverage. Let's say, on the other hand, that we are using with a D lineman. Well, all of a sudden, these 2 routes, I'm not going to make any adjustments, these 2 routes become more throwable. For this crosser, not only can I hit it underneath with just a little pass lead down, and that's an easy 7-8 yard gain over the middle, but then this post sit route, there's going to be a window where I can hit him as well, and now that's an easy completion for what, like 12 yards or something? And so look at the difference. When you are on the D line, I have 2 routes that I can throw if I'm the offense, whereas if I'm using in coverage with this guy right here, I can take away both of those routes with my user. And so there is so much power in usering over the middle of the field, and it's crazy how many people want to sit on the D line and just do pass rush moves. And I understand maybe this is your comfort zone, maybe you don't feel comfortable using in coverage. The more you do it, the better you will get. I promise. It is not that scary. And once you get your first user interception, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. I can't believe I wasn't doing this before. And so everyone, please don't user on a D lineman. Please user with a linebacker over the middle. You will get way more stops and force way more turnovers. And as a result, you will win way more games. Now, moving on to number 4, way too many players make the mistake of trying to read the defense pre-snap. And before you guys start typing in the comments about why I'm wrong, I want you guys to hear what one of our website members, the Process 512, said about this concept that I'm about to teach you. He said, it took me some time to unlearn a lot of the YouTube coverage identification concepts that I was using on offense. But after studying the How to Master Read Progressions bonus guide, which is on our website, I've been frying people when I'm on offense. And so right here, I'm going to give you guys a super simplified version of what he's talking about. And the first big point is this. There are lots of videos on YouTube that will teach you, oh, look at the alignment of the safeties. 2 high safeties, that's cover 2 or cover 4. Look at the depth of the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks are 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, therefore this is cover 2. Well, guess what, guys? This is cover 3. And if you are simply trying to guess what coverage the defense is in based on pre-snap reads, you are setting yourself up for failure, because all I had to do on defense was put myself in a custom cover 2 shell, and now I can come out in a cover 2 shell every time, and you don't know what defense I'm actually in. And so as a result, rather than trying to look at the safeties pre-snap and the depth of the cornerbacks and all that, we're going to simply do this. We're going to make an educated guess about man coverage or zone coverage, and it's usually pretty easy to tell if your opponent's in man or zone coverage. In zone coverage, oftentimes the defenders are relatively evenly spread out, and in man coverage, it's usually pretty easy to tell because each defender will be lined up directly across from one of your receiving threats. And once we know man coverage or zone coverage, we can put an appropriate route combo on the field, and from there, we are just going to focus on our read progressions. And read progressions are the order in which you look at the routes on your route combo. And if the route is open, you throw to it. If it's not open, you go to the next one. And so right here, our read progression would be the running back in the flat, then the slot receiver on the drag, then the tight end on the corner route, and then the outside receiver on the deep dig route. And so what the route combo or what the read progression would look like is if your flat route's open, then you go ahead and hit him. So first read was the running back in the flat, and we'll take an easy 4 or 5 yard gain every time. I know it's not much, guys, but if your opponent's giving you 5 yard gains all the way down the field, you should take those. You win if you get 5 yards every single play. And so do not ignore your underneath routes. Now the second read, the slot receiver on the drag, if he's open underneath, once again, we'll hit him this time for an easy 10 yard gain. Super easy. But now this is where the read progression concept gets really interesting, because let's say our opponent was in something like a cover 0 blitz. It does not matter what the defense was in pre-snap. It really doesn't matter if we look at the safeties or anything at all. As long as we're going through the read progressions, we're going to find someone open, because this drag also beats man coverage as well. So snap the ball. Oh, the flat route's covered. Oh, my drag is open. Second read is open. That's an easy gain. And we can do this all the way down the field. The third read is going to be the tight end on the corner route. It doesn't matter if it's man coverage or zone coverage, he's going to be the third read. So if we do like shaded down cover 3, so now the flat should be guarded and the drag should be guarded, well, guess what? Third read is the tight end corner route. Let's see, flat's guarded, drag was kind of guarded. Guess what? Corner route is open. We go through read progressions. We go flat, we go drag, we go corner route. It does not matter what the defense is in. We go through these read progressions every time. Let's say it's man coverage. Let's say that the flat and drag are going to be covered. There's our cover 1 right there. Hike the ball. Okay, flat route is covered, drag is covered. Oh, I can throw this outside to the corner route. Not as much separation as I would have liked, but that's still the read progression, and he still was open enough that we can make a throw on the ball. And it's going to be the same thing with the backside dig. We don't need to go through that as well, but that is the concept of having a read progression. It's the order in which you look at the routes. And when you have a good route combo and a good read progression, which again is what we teach in our game plans on PlaybookProfessor.gg, then it doesn't matter what the defense is in pre-snap. You just have to go through the read progressions and throw to whoever is open. And so I truly believe that there are a lot of players online making life way too difficult for themselves because they're trying to do all these pre-snap reads that they don't need to make. Simply build a great route combo, have a great read progression, and then just throw to whoever comes open. It really is that simple. Once you can do that, you will see yourself start to win way more games. Now at number 5, going for coverage bombs in the wrong way is an easy way to lose games. And so right here, I have used hot routes to build a route combo that will bomb cover 3 for a 1-play touchdown. The only problem is that when we snap the ball, we're going to see that this D-line is going to shed their blocks way before I have time to get the throw off. And now, instead of having a 1-play touchdown, we are taking a sack and losing, 10 yards? And so that's obviously not going to be ideal for us if we're trying to win more games. And so the first thing that you want to do when you're going for these coverage bombs is you want to keep extra blockers in. And so I'm going to go ahead and block the tight end and the running back here. And you're going to see that this is going to do a better job of giving us time to throw, but it's not going to be the final solution. If we go ahead and run this, you can see that there's still going to be super fast block sheds. And as a result, we are still getting hit in the backfield. And so the thing that people don't realize is that if you want to have time to throw a coverage bomb, the real trick is doing a designed quarterback rollout. And so we actually don't even need these extra blockers if we don't want. We can send the running back and tight end out on routes, but we need to do a designed quarterback rollout. And in order to do that, we need to double team the defensive end on the side we want to roll out to. And so because our post is running from right to left, we want to roll out with our quarterback to the left. So we're going to double team the defensive end on the left side. So a double team, you're going to hold down LB or L1, then go down on the right stick for double team. You're going to get this icon right here, and it's going to be a little blue triangle with a plus sign. You're going to put it on the defensive end and then select, which is A on Xbox or X on PlayStation. And now he is double teamed. And so now when you snap this ball, you're going to wait just a quick second, wait about a second in the pocket, and then you're going to do a rollout to the left. And this time what you're going to see is that when we roll out to the left, he is double teamed, and now we have all the time and space in the world to hit our one play touchdown. This designed rollout will make all the difference between you being able to complete your coverage bombs for one play touchdowns or just getting sacked when you try to stand in the pocket. We'll do it once again. We're going to go ahead and double team the left defensive end, snap this ball, wait a second, then do our rollout, and you can see now we can make this easy throw, and the throws on the run are pretty good this year, and that is now an easy touchdown against cover 3. And so it really is that simple, guys. If you just double team the defensive end and do that designed rollout to the side you're trying to bomb, you can complete way more coverage bombs. Don't just stand in the pocket and wait for the D-line to shed. Get your quarterback moving, get outside the pocket, and you will be able to hit your receivers on these coverage bombs over the top for easy one-play touchdowns. Now at number 6, not knowing how to pick up blitzes will get you torn apart by the defense. And so right here, I'm going to show you guys 2 super popular types of blitzes in college football 26. And on offense, I'm going to show you 2 techniques you can use to pick them up. One is super simple, and the second one is slightly more advanced. But to start, I'm using Oregon on defense. I'm in the 3-4 odd formation, and they have this super glitchy play called Will Buck 3 press. And without any adjustments at all, when the offense snaps the ball, you're going to see that blitzing linebacker loops through the line of scrimmage for an easy sack on the quarterback. And so if you are on offense, what should you do in this situation? And there are always different types of techniques out there. You could half slide toward the side of the blitzing linebacker. You could ID the mic on the blitzing linebacker. And sometimes these work, sometimes these don't work. But the most consistent thing you can ever do to pick up a blitz, guys, is to simply block your running back. So from the hot routes menu, select your running back, and then the right trigger or R2 for pass block, and now your running back is blocking. It really is that simple. Any blitz you're struggling with, just about, block your running back, and it will pick it up. And the second type of blitz, that doesn't always work, which is why it's going to be a little bit more of an advanced technique. But for this blitz right here, just block your running back. Now, it won't necessarily be the running back who picks up the blitzing linebacker, but he's going to change the assignments of the entire offensive line so that when the ball is snapped, you're going to see at this time, the blitz gets picked up, and now you have more time to throw in the pocket. There's still going to be block sheds, of course, but you at least have picked up the blitzing linebacker and bought yourself a few seconds to pass the ball. So that is the simple type of blitz pickup, blocking your running back. Let's talk about the other type of blitz people will run where blocking your running back doesn't always work, and that's going to be an overload blitz. So if we go to nickel 2-4 double mug and call the play cover 1 hole, and we'll call level switch again right here, what people will do is they will blitz all their linebackers, and you can slant inside. There's all kinds of little adjustments people will try to do, but then they will bring this safety down and man him up on the running back. And so if you go, oh, why don't I just block the running back right here? Well, someone who's really good at running these types of blitzes will basically be able to do a really good strafe so that when the ball is snapped, they can distract that running back and then get that edge rusher to still come in free. And so this is where we need to get a little bit more advanced with our blitz pickup. And if we go ahead and watch this replay real quick to see how it works, you're going to see that in this particular case, we were able to get a free rusher in with 6 rushers, despite there also being 6 blockers. So basically the existence of the user is kind of what screwed everything up. You can see that right here. The late switch from the center caused basically the whole O-line had to try and switch their assignments on the right side, but it was too late and they get somebody in free. And so let's go ahead and set this exact same thing up. We're going to bring the user down here, man him up on the running back. If you're on offense and your opponent is running something like this, there are two things you need to do. And the first thing is you need to untarget the user. And so you're going to hold down LB or L1 for your pass protection menu. You're going to press Y or triangle for untarget defender. It's going to give you this little yellow triangle icon, and you're going to put it on the user and then select him, which is A on Xbox or X on PlayStation. And so now he is going to be selected as untargeted, and then you're going to also block your running back. And if we look at the O-line blocking assignments, you can now see there is nobody assigned to pick up the user. And so as a result, what happens is that when your opponent tries to do that glitchy hover like he did last time, he's not getting picked up by the O-line. He's just getting ignored by the O-line, and the blitz is actually getting picked up. Now, once again, there's still going to be block sheds. It's not like you're going to have all the time in the world. It's still a 6-man rush. But the blitz was very clearly picked up now, and you have time to find someone open and actually make a throw before those block sheds happen and that pass rush comes in. And so if your opponent is running something where it requires their user to be in a gap to try and distract an O-lineman, distract a blocked running back or something like that, you need to be using the untarget defender mechanic in the pass protection menu. This will win you games. There are people online who know that there are players who don't know how to beat this double mug setup, and players will just get obliterated by double mug because they don't know how to untarget the user, and as a result, the edge rusher is always coming in and just blasting them on every play. And so please use this technique. Practice in practice mode if you have to, because it's a new mechanic this year. It has never been in the game before, but it is an absolute game changer. By being able to tell your O-line to ignore the user, it makes it infinitely easier to pick up these overload blitzes that people love to spam in their online games. And finally, at number 7, way too many players don't know how to beat press man coverage. And so right here, I have the defense in a cover 1 press, and we're gonna look at 2 methods for beating press man coverage. The first will be over the top, and the second will be underneath. And so if your opponent is jamming your receivers at the line, you want to attack vertically, unless they're in cover 2 man. If they have 2 safeties over the top, then of course you wouldn't. But if they're running a cover 0 blitz, or if they are running something like this, like cover 1, then you want to attack vertically, because the cornerbacks trying to jam your receivers at the line are not very good this year. Like, the press animations favor the receivers. And so I found this play here where our left side receiver is on this really nice fade route. And if we go ahead and snap this ball, you're going to see that in this case, he flies by the defensive back, and I can launch it to him for the easy touchdown. And if we run through several reps of this, there are a few different variations of press animations that we're going to see. And so like right there, that's the other one. They do a little bit of hand fighting, but once again, you can just launch it over the top, and that's an easy touchdown. And I'll show you guys how consistent this is. We'll do it one more time. Snap the ball. This time he got the first animation that we saw before. And once again, we're over the top for the easy 1-play touchdown. And so if your opponent's jamming at the line, the first thing you want to do is look at how to just simply find a vertical route to get your receiver open. Now, you do want to find a stock route where he immediately goes vertical off the line. If I was to just simply hop my receiver onto a fade, this outside release results in us getting a much worse animation here. Now, it's not that he can't win over the top, but if I go ahead and snap this ball, you're going to see that with this hot routed fade route, it's just not as good. Like, you can see the cornerback is kind of there to make a play on it. And so you ideally want to find any route where, rather than having a outside release like this, where he instantly gets off the line. But let's say there are safeties playing over the top. The other concept that I absolutely love more than anything else is going to be mesh drags or double drags. And you can find these all over the place. I know that here in Gun Bunch Tight End, we have a play which is just simply mesh. We can call that, and then we can call cover 1 robber press once again. And what you're going to see here is that these double drags do such a good job of getting the defenders off of the receivers. And so if we go ahead and snap this ball, there's just going to be a lot of bumping over the middle. In this particular case, we have an easy completion to our receiver. And I realized my user was just standing there. So we'll let the 3-rec play wherever he wants. I'll go ahead and press once again. We can run through this a couple times. And this time we can see that the tight end is going to get wide open. And I know it's kind of weird with that defender who is manned up on the flat route was kind of close to us. And so sometimes with the bumping, with all these mesh drags crossing over the middle, sometimes you'll even get your flat routes open as well. I would say that's not usually going to be the case, but you can always check that because there is going to be the rare scenario where there's going to be so much bumping where the flat routes get open. But for the most part, I'm just going to recommend using double drags to beat press man coverage. It's a very simple concept, guys, but as you can see, we're getting 3 different guys open on this play. We're getting the middle receiver on the drag open, we're getting the tight end on the drag open, and we're even getting our flat route open as well. And so super simple concept, but throughout this whole year so far in both college football and Madden, if I'm ever struggling with press man coverage or any type of man coverage, I'm just like, you know what, let me just go to double drags. And it's very tough for them to guard. I've not really had someone guard the double drags with man coverage. They have to switch to zone. They have to just like put hard flats. They have to zone drop all their hooks across the whole field. And then we can just start attacking zone coverage over the top. And so if you are struggling as press man coverage, think vertical if they don't have 2 safeties over top, or if they do, just think mesh drags. And I promise that with just those 2 concepts alone, you're going to do way better against press man coverage and therefore win way more games. So those are 7 huge mistakes that you can fix to instantly start winning more games in college football 26. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do us a huge favor by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so that we know you want to see more videos just like this one. But thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.